You ever have one of your projects
broken up by the FBI?
The FBI.
Jason!
What's going on? It's Jason Heath. This is a 100% true story that I have been reluctant to talk about on the podcast or here on the channel for several years, though I have kind of hinted at it before.
It's Jason playing the double bass. He's coming to visit us today.
But with the launch of my second course, Intermediate to Advanced Double Bass, I thought, all right, it's finally time to tell this story. You get a lot of interesting opportunities floated by you when you're doing the kind of work that I do. And at the very end of 2017, I had the opportunity to work for a company named Musicians Toolkit. I guess I'll name them. They're not around anymore, although I think their social media still is around. I just checked, they are still around, but if you look, you will not see posts beyond 2018, and I will get to that in a moment. So I start working for this company as the orchestra liaison, the person connecting people to make courses for Musicians Toolkit. It was this all-in-one kind of platform. Very cool idea, it seemed, to provide information about all sorts of different instruments for teachers they could pass along to their students, or if you played double bass or some other instrument, you get a whole wealth of courses from different people on the topic. Kind of sounds like another company you might be familiar with. In addition to this role as the orchestra liaison, they asked me to make a course for double bass, which I thought was very cool. All right, I've never made a course on double bass, and I thought of that as a big responsibility. Encasing something in amber that people are going to watch 2 years from now, 5 years from now, whatever. Feels like a big deal. So I spent so much time sketching things out and figuring out what would I teach and in what order. Did I want to follow the Simandl approach? Did I want to follow the Vance Roboth approach? Did I want to create my own thing? What pieces would I play? There are so many questions to answer. And I went to Salt Lake City in, I think it was March 2018, to film my course, spent a few days filming it. It was a great experience, wonderful place, great tour of the studio, and it just seemed like a wonderful operation. And I was looking forward to seeing this course come out.
Long strings, low sounds.
You will not find this course online.
Jason!
And the reason why became clear to me in December 2018. We were planning some content for a trade show that was coming up. I was actually talking with somebody at the company about scheduling a visit at the booth and answering questions. And about an hour later, I get a call saying,
the FBI has just raided us.
The FBI.
What happened? Jason!
So I thought, okay, that's unusual. This was a Friday, by the way. So went out for dinner with my wife and I said, honey, you'll never guess the conversation I had today. You really won't. So we had the weekend, and then Monday came and I got an email saying everything's over, a very legal looking email, and thought, well, this is peculiar. So I started Googling around about what's been going on in Salt Lake City anyway.
A couple who ran a rare coin shop has now been charged in a federal court, accused in a multi-million-dollar Ponzi scheme. Tonight, we're hearing from a Utah woman who says she lost $250,000 to them.
The silver trading company was the one under investigation. Who knows how exactly Musicians Toolkit was involved, except it was all owned by the same person. He owned Musicians Toolkit and about 10 other companies. We had a very confused board call after this news came out, and then all of these courses, I don't know where they are. They're in some FBI vault somewhere, I assume. Maybe we're going to find my course appearing on some website from some other country, subtitle, I don't know, we'll see. But the silver lining was my friend Jeff Chalmers at Discover Double Bass, we had actually been talking about possibly doing a course anyway, and this was happening while I was still working for Musicians Toolkit, and I said, boy, I'd love to do that, Jeff, but I literally just filmed a course with this company I'm working for, so I just don't know if it's gonna work out. And
The FBI.
It's so big. Why is it so big?
so I thought, maybe I can work with Discover Double Bass after all. And it's really cool to be able to get a do-over with something like an online course. I don't think people get that opportunity a lot because we rehearse all the time, practice all the time, play concerts, but putting together an online course, how do you practice for that? You really just have to do it. So I felt like I got the opportunity to do a do-over, and with a company that was focused totally on double bass. How cool is that? So I sat back down, looked at what I did, and I kind of built it from the ground up. Worked on it for weeks and months. I would demo these ideas with students, and I had all this knowledge of what worked well, what maybe didn't work so well for the Musician's Toolkit course. So I was walking in much better informed to the Discover Double Bass project. Now we decided to split it into a beginner course and an intermediate to advanced course. And we filmed the bulk of the content in January, February 2020. I don't know if you remember 2020, but some things happened. And then Jeff and I realized for this intermediate to advanced course, one of the things that we did that we ended up thinking was the coolest was commissioning music from composers. And so we had wished that we had commissioned more. And it turns out Jeff was able to coordinate a trip to Nashville, Tennessee in 2021. So we commissioned even more pieces. Now have 7 pieces that are in this course, which we just released a couple weeks ago. And I'm just so thrilled that this took shape the way it did. I'm sure I would have been happy with that course with Musician's Toolkit. I've never seen it since I did all of that content, so who knows? And again, may appear somewhere online at some point, but getting a do-over and getting to do something a couple years later with all the knowledge, it's just been such a great experience. If you want to check out more about this course, you can check out the card we got linked up to here. We got info in the description below. I'd love your thoughts. Feel free to leave a comment and let me know. Thank you so much for watching this somewhat unusual video, and we will see you in the next one. It's so big so that it can play
Low sound.